first and foremost, again, we just want to thank you again for your time and efforts. At this time, we're going to take part in a harvest discussion. And as mentioned by Sheila, the harvest discussion is going to be a reflection of the 5 core phrases or processes and the 5 Ds that she mentioned earlier that we'll review shortly. We'll go over in great detail for the appreciative inquiry. So with that being said, to provide you a little bit of introduction, again, I'm John Tamigi. I'm going to help facilitate the harvest that's going to take place this evening. I also have with me Michael, who will be taking part in the facilitation, and Danielle, who will be scribing the information as well as doing a little bit of whiteboarding for us. So thank you so much, Danielle. I want to take a couple steps back in reference to what Sheila laid out for us earlier this evening. Again, the appreciative inquiry takes, in her words, which I think she laid out very well, is a radical change approach to addressing some organizational issues that take place throughout communities. And in contrast to the problem-solving approach, which is more or less summed up in the more you learn to see problems, the more problems you tend to find. So again, the appreciative inquiry approach takes a different twist on that and seeks value and also seeks the positive. And it's done through the approach that we took on this evening, that is storytelling, and being able to share experiences. And through those experiences, I believe that we're going to be able to discuss today and this evening in our group the conditions and the elements to potentially create more. And more of the positive experiences and more of the positive change that can take place in the community. So we look forward to utilize this harvest and go through the 5 Ds and hopefully sync up the energies that we had here this evening and continue to create passion that's going to spawn outwards in our works as a cohort member, as a cohort membership group, and as well as the efforts that we all partake in the community. So without further ado, we will get started into the 5D process, which again, just to take a step back, includes dialogue, discovery, dream, design, and deliver. With that being said, I'm going to allow Michael to first start and discuss in more detail the dialogue process.
Thank you, John. Everybody, this part of the event is really about kind of the experiences that you've had collectively throughout your lives and throughout these conversations that you have to take. So, in the dialogue portion, we look to kind of define exactly what happened today. What are some of the things that we learned today? What are some of the things that really stood out to you? So I really want to just kind of take the time and give the floor to all of you, because this is not an opportunity for me to just keep on talking. So if anybody wants to kick us off, what table did you start with, and what was the first thing that jumped out?
Not all at once.
Not all at once. So I wasn't at every table, but I'll start. I can start off and just talk a little bit about my experience in community engagement. Actually, in my professional life, I work for an organization called Partner for Work. It is the local workforce development board for the Pittsburgh and Allegheny County area, and I serve as a community engagement specialist, so to speak. I guess that's the new title that I was given. But basically, some of the things that I do is I really come into communities and have conversations about how we can better bolster the workforce. How can we find opportunities for folks for training? How can we find opportunities for folks to get involved in industry? How can we upskill people? And what are opportunities for funding as well? So I've been in this kind of space for about 2 years now, and it's been a really new experience for me, getting a chance to learn about this community, because I'm not a Pittsburgh native. I'm not born and raised here. So every time I get into a space and I get to learn a little bit more about the different neighborhoods and the different things that are happening in Pittsburgh, it's amazing. So once again, I really want to see if anybody has anything that stood out to them throughout these first sessions, that previous earlier sessions, before we really get going into it.
I think what the cohort did is very good in terms